Hey, it's Saturday afternoon. completely our normal time. You're listening to Just About Outside Radio Show. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Share the links, share the love. And as always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Outsiders? What's up, Mark? We finally getting it in this week.
Finally.
Finally. I gotta take the majority of the blame for that. But here we are and ready to jam on this kind of chill afternoon.
Right? Very chill.
Very chill. Very chill. So let's get to it. All right, first things first, what's going on around town? Football. Definitely ain't football. Ravens took the L. We lost to the Bills. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's sad. I don't even know. Is there something you want to say about that? That's like... Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's what happens in football. There's wins, there's losses. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. And,
yeah.
The Super Bowl comes down to two teams every year, so the odds are always stacked. And I was kind of surprised because, we have our group chats going on and everything, and there's a lot of groups on Facebook as well, seeing people saying how it hurt worse than last year, which I actually I didn't feel that way.
Really? Okay.
Maybe because it wasn't the Chiefs this year that we lost to, and maybe because they actually played decently as compared to last year's last game. But it just came down to execution, I think. One team executed just a little bit better. It wasn't like they played a terrible game. Yeah. There was bad calls both ways by the refs, so it wasn't like one was favoring the other. I think we'll be good. I think it just puts a chip on the shoulder just a little bit more, so that next year I think we'll finally do something.
Okay, I can dig all of that, but I'm actually part of the majority, man. The one takeaway that I had from this game was that this pain was worse than anything that I have experienced in my 45 years in the 410. Hands down. I totally feel the sentiment of this year hurt worse than last year. We just had the best setup possible. The Super Bowl was it was on a platter waiting for us to eat it up, and, you know how I am about windows of opportunity, and what made it so bad, in the fourth quarter, we make that drive all the way down the field, and you talk about execution. We executed everything perfectly to get down to the 2-point conversion. And, if you were a Ravens fan, you just knew that the 2 points was just a technicality, that we were about to tie that thing up. And, just speaking for myself right now, the shock and disbelief, and then after you get, it's you go through those different stages, or what do they call it, stages of grief or whatever. It's just shock, disbelief, and then absolute freaking rage. It was, to me, it hurt worse than any other. We've had some heartbreakers in the postseason in Baltimore, but this one was by far the absolute worst. And we were the better team, and that's not even being a homer. We were really the better team.
I agree, of course.
I mean,
but one of the teams did have the better record, so there's a lot of arguments as to who was the better team. I'm not saying I'm just playing devil's advocate here,
Yeah. I mean, they had the better record, but I mean, if we break this thing down, and I'm not even looking at stats or anything, like I'm just going off of what I've seen throughout the season. We had the better quarterback, did we not?
Oh yeah,
Okay, we had the better running back, did we not?
absolutely.
We had the better receiving core, did we fucking not?
Preach.
We had the better defense, did we not?
Amen.
Like, yo, we were the better team. I'm just, yeah, they had the wins, but god damn it, their path of victory was a lot, was not identical to ours. So I never like to what do they, how they say it, hang their laurels on
Yeah.
wins and losses, because through the sum total of through the season, man. I mean, we were better than them, and I don't know. It's that whole first half, Mark. It was shaky as fuck. Like I was starting to feel like getting that feeling when I watched the AFC Championship game last year. Like I the whole first half, I was like, yo, what is happening? Who is this team? I feel like our delayed start was really detrimental. And yes, the Buffalo Bills got that far because they are good. And you can't do that against a good team.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like the Ravens will let you get back into the game, and I can keep it 100 with my team. The Ravens will let you get back into the game. Buffalo Bills, absolutely not. Kansas City Chiefs, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, I mean, it was just really big, letdown felt across the. Oh gosh, across the state. It was really heartbreaking. But like you said, hopefully we can, keep everything together, because I really like this team. This team has a lot of potential. This team is a Super Bowl winning team. But we experience heartbreak. We experience loss every off season, because one of the downfalls of having a fantastic team, everybody wants a piece, whether it's through coaching, players, whatever, what have you. So I'm really hoping, and if you are part of that fan base out there that wants to start promoting this Tyreek Hill thing, please don't. I'm just, gosh, it wasn't even a day or two after the fucking loss, and then we started talking about, we might get Tyreek Hill. I don't want to hear that, man. I don't. And honestly, I wouldn't be mad if we got him, but I don't feel as though we need him.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, would you agree with me on that, or am I just being crazy?
I absolutely agree. The only reason we would need to get him, and I mean, money's going to be the biggest thing, but
Yeah.
if say Aguilar and some of the other established wide receivers end up leaving in free agency, then maybe go ahead and bring him in. But we got Zay, we got Bateman, we're good. Just we need those rounding out pieces for the whole core.
Yeah, you mentioned Aguilar. Do you see him? Do you see us losing him in the off season? I mean, he's towards the end of his career, but I mean, he has shown that he's still got it. I mean, a lot better than Odell Beckham has been able to show. He still has some value. Do you think he'll be a Raven, when they lace up next season?
That's the tricky part. He has value.
Yeah.
What value do the other teams, the other 31 teams in this league, see in him? Because he's been doing it steadily. I mean, not superstar, not number one, but
for the stage of his career where he's at,
absolutely, yeah. And,
value. Yes.
I can totally see another GM offering just a little bit more and trying to take him away.
Sure. I mean, Hell, there's a Giants team that could use them. Just thinking off the top, I mean, after you sort out who's going to fucking throw the ball, like, I mean, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, folks, it's a long 8 months till we get started again, but it's 8 months that we will all endure. I mean, we've been here, we've done it before, so, regardless, congratulations to Lamar and the Ravens and everybody on. I think it was a pretty decent season. I will say, even through the hurt and the pain, it was a successful season.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What is the more? I think one of the things that leads to a lot of people thinking this was more heartbreaking was the complete team we had. So
Yeah.
going down to the individual, what was, I guess, the bigger villain? What was the more heartbreaking moment? Andrews dropping that 2-point, or the Billy Cundiff miss?
To me, it was the dropping of the 2 points.
Yeah.
Like the Billy Cundiffness. I mean shit happens, right?
Yeah.
But like the most frustrating thing to me, it was not the play call. I actually liked the play call, and it worked. It worked because dude was wide the freak open, yo.
Right.
He was wide the freak open. Great call, great deception. They just knew somebody was going to try to run that ball in, whether it be Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson. But dude, you do not. And this was my biggest frustration. Why would you put the game in the hands of somebody who dropped the ball early? Man, oh my gosh, yo. It's just like me my blood started to boil all over again. I mean, like, he literally, he was not having his best game. What do you do in your situation? You put it in the hands of the best player at that time, yo.
Right. Yeah.
Like, seriously, as a coach, yo, I'm done with his ass, man. I'm back on it. Can we please have a new coach? Like, seriously. Can we please? Because, man, the thought processes and the loyalties, yo, I'm over it, yo. I'm over it. You could have called the same play, man, and off the top, yo, Bateman, Likely, either one of them could have executed that, yo.
Yeah, and you mentioning the coach and bad decisions. I want to say it was like sometime early in the fourth quarter, like they called timeout, and I'm thinking, no, you don't want to do that this close to the game. You need that for
right.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
What are you doing? Like, seriously. I've been saying it. I've been ranting, raving, and I've been giving him grace and everything. But I am truly of the mind that they need a different approach. They need a fresh, new approach. Come on, man. Like, I mean, we'll never hear anything from Lamar Jackson that would hint one way or the other, right? Because he's a classy guy. It's one of the things I respect about him the most.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even he's got to be frustrated as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, God forbid he had a Odell Beckham personality. Or, like, he'd be going the hell off right now. Like, seriously. Or that one kid from the Pittsburgh Steelers who, like, everybody barely knows, but he just went off on Mike Tomlin. Like, which I was just like, the audacity of this guy. But, yeah, man. I mean, he's got to be frustrated. If he ain't frustrated, his mama damn sure frustrated. we might hear something from her.
They just need to make her a coach. Just bring her on the sidelines.
Yeah, but like I said, tough loss. We'll get ready. We'll get back at it next season. Looking forward to it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it local. Last night I went to Well, let me back up for some of the outsiders who may not know. I went to Mercy High School here in Baltimore. It is very near and dear to my heart. Played basketball on the team and everything. So we've always, tried to maintain a relationship with Mercy High School sports, and especially with the quote unquote the big game, which is, I think outside of Loyola, Loyola Calvert Hall's Turkey Bowl,
Yeah.
which is I believe the biggest high school event in the state every year. The Mercy the game, or the Classic as it has been renamed, is either the second or third biggest. So I mean, it's a huge deal. It's a big part of Maryland history and culture, especially in Baltimore. And it started a long time ago with the Institute of Notre Dame, which shout out to Jana. She is an alum from there, so we've had rivalries in the past, and the big game between Mercy and IND went on for about 54 years. Back in 2021, regrettably, the IND school closed down permanently, and athletic director for Mercy High School, Nick Gill, who we've had on the show, big shout out to Nick, appreciate you, wasn't ready to let it go. Didn't want to let the tradition go. So he reached out to Maryvale, and in 2022, they just picked up the reins. They renamed the big game the Classic, and a new rivalry was born. So this event takes place every year at Towson University. Game went down last night, and it was a great game, Mark. I mean, it was nail biting. Everybody on the edge of their seats down to the very last second, and Maryvale got their first win, got their first dub of the rivalry with a score of 45-44. Man, it was another heartbreaking loss. So I was ready to jump from the rafters after last night, man. And I gotta shout out Maryvale's the new coach and AD. Like, she is her first year at Maryvale. Her name is Talia Marks, and she was just fantastic. I mean, the previous year, Maryvale got beat by like 16, 18 points, and I mean, this looks like a whole new program. The basketball, the whole new team, and not much has changed outside of the coach. So, big shout out to her and getting the job done. And man, as always, I had a great time chopping it up, seeing some familiar faces in faculty, as well as former classmates. It was fun. Always a good time. It's like our homecoming, for real.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw the final score. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. And I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way. Big shout out to Jana and Nas. I mean, it's like IND and Maryvale have combined forces somehow. I don't know how that happened, but it was like a double down of hateration, and unfortunately, they came out victorious. So, bragging rights for them until next year. All right. Got all the sad news, bad news out of the way. Let's talk football, man. Let's talk football. We got 2 games going down tomorrow. We got an NFC as well as an AFC championship. And I have to say, even though the Ravens are not a part of this process, I am very excited for both of these games.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So which one would you like to break down first, or would you like to discuss first?
Might as well get the AFC out of the way.
Okay, sure.
Team that we lost versus the team everyone hates. I will say I'm kind of surprised because in our group chats and everything, Jaina, she's rooting for the Chiefs. It seems like maybe things have changed in the last few days, but
I need to put in a call on the hotline to her ass. I don't understand that one at all.
She's so angry at the Bills for beating us that she wants the Bills to lose this game, and I'm like, hell no, we don't want the three-peat to happen.
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, if you're rooting for the Chiefs right now, I just have to assume that you're a credible douchebag, just like everyone else in Chiefs Nation. No, I'm kidding. That wasn't a nice thing to say. I'm sorry. I'll take that back.
Clip that and put that on Instagram Reels.
But again, judging from what I've seen throughout this season, the Bills are the better team, in my opinion. They got the better quarterback. They've got the better running back system. They got the better wide receivers. The only advantage that the Kansas City Chiefs may have over the Buffalo Bills is the defense. I mean, the one thing that I think that has kept Kansas City alive and as pristine of a record that they currently have is Steve Spagnuolo. That defense.
Yeah.
That's the only way. I mean, it's almost Raven-like, because you haven't been terribly efficient on offense, and it's just like, the defense just manages to keep the opponents at bay and contained just long enough so you can get the dub. But I do believe that they will have their hands full tomorrow with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I feel like I said this about a lot of games so far this year, but for the Bills, it's the kind of situation where they got to go up. They can't have a shaky start like we did last week. They've got to go up, go big, and have a good halftime lead, because if not, the Chiefs, it's going to go down to the wire either way.
Oh, yeah, we know the Chiefs' pals, the refs will make sure of that.
Well, I was going to say, you forgot about the 12th and 13th mans being, the ref and the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have the odds in front of you, Mark?
I checked a little bit ago, and it was...
what do we got?
Let's see, the Chiefs are favored by 2.5.
That makes sense.
On the spread, yeah. Yeah,
that's par for the course. What about total point? What is it, like 44? I'm guessing.
48.5.
48? Huh. And I'm scared to open my mouth about anything because, and I always keep it 100 with you outsiders. I had a first last week. I picked every last goddamn picking game wrong last week. So now it's like I'm kind of doubting myself and what I'm feeling, but as with any sports athlete player, you gotta brush off last week's performance, right?
Exactly.
And get back in there. All right. So here we go. I am going to push all conspiracy theories out of my mind, out of the way, and I am just going to talk football with you guys. Please. Take the Bills on the money line. Upset special, man. This team, I know what everybody thinks. Oh, man, the NFL wants the Chiefs to win, blah, 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 blah. But, this Bills team is serious. This Bills team is for real. This Bills team will get it done. Me, personally, I'm going with the Bills. Take them on the money. It's a great dog. It's a great dog. It's a lap dog. Like, it's ready to just sit in your lap and love you.
That's some confidence there.
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling it. I got to jump out there, man. I got to believe in myself. So I mean, how you feeling about that? About those odds? Who are you picking for a winner?
Whew.
Oh gosh, when you start like that, I already know you're gonna
Well,
go against me.
it's
Jesus.
it's funny because the other day the Chiefs were favored by 2, and that's gone up a half point, got bumped up to 2.5.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's maybe some rumored injuries or if it's just how the betting's going.
Sure.
That total over under is scary. If it was 44, like
Yeah.
you said, I'd say take the over, but
And that, okay, okay.
it's hard on 48.5.
48 and a half, I'm leaning towards the under.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I really am. I'm leaning towards the under on that. I just can't discredit Spagnuolo's defense. This thing, I almost feel like the Bills are going to try to put this game on the legs of Cook and Allen. It's one thing that we did see in the last game, man. Josh Allen was mobile AF.
Yeah.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's okay. No, he does not have the speed as a premier running back, but he's like a running back. He's so freaking big. He's hard to tackle. And I already told you, like, man, the Kansas City Chiefs have not been the most efficient offense this season. I do not have. I mean, they managed to get things done. I feel under 48. I'm just not expecting a whole lot of points tomorrow with this matchup.
Okay, so their Week 11 matchup, which the Bills won. I think that was in Buffalo. I don't remember.
Sure.
Bills won 30-21, which actually I was thinking like around 51. So I'm kind of leaning over.
You going over? Okay.
Yeah. This is a crazy stat I found. In the last 10 matchups, their teams, playoffs, regular season, everything.
Yeah.
Each team is 5-5. What's even crazier? Both teams have scored 251 points. So this is dead even all the way around. It sounds.
Yeah.
I just can't get over how the Chiefs find a way to win even when they're down. I've got to go Chiefs on this one. Like, I don't want to.
Chiefs, okay. There it is.
I feel dirty.
Sides of both. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And of course we will get Jana's picks sometime this evening, and we'll add her 2 cents to the mix as well. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. Let's talk about the NFC Championship. Man, we've got some unlikely heroes on one side of the ball. Man, I just can't tell you how. I don't think I've ever been this happy for the Washington anythings. Daniels has just been fantastic. I mean, he's been playing lights out as a rookie. It's just been unbelievable. And, man, yeah. I mean, they're taking on a Philadelphia Eagles team. Now, this is going to be one hell of a game as well. Let me ask you, Mark, which game are you more excited to see, the AFC or the NFC Championship? Yeah.
I'd say it's 50.0001 favor. But I'd say probably this Eagles Commanders game.
Me too. We agree on that. But totally. Absolutely.
I've always been a fan of the running back position, and
and
a fan of Saquon Barkley, and to see what he's been able to do with this career renaissance in Philly has been great. And on the converse side, like you got Jaden Daniels like leading this team of Commanders that was supposed to do nothing, and they're here in the NFC title game, and he'd be the first rookie ever to quarterback to lead a team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That precipice of
How can
history
you
is
not
just
root for that?
it's so exciting, man.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so this game is taking place in Philly.
Yep.
This is actually the first game of the day. Let's see, what are these? Oh, oof. Ow. Okay, so let's talk about these odds. Philly
Yeah.
-6. What the hell?
Disrespect.
Huh?
That's some disrespect right there.
It is. What is happening? And another over/under 48.5. Now, with this game, I like the over. Believe it or not,
Okay.
I like the over on this game. Next 6 points, like you said, total disrespect to the Washington Commanders. I'll jump on the Commanders all ding dang game, all ding dang game, and ding dang day. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah, so I mean those are my easy money picks. Washington Commanders +6 and over on the 48. What you feeling?
I'll say the same on the spread and the
My man,
and the
my
over
man.
under. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Their last game, which was just the Sunday before Christmas, final was
Yeah.
33-36, so they put some points up.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
being in the same division, they played twice.
Yes.
Home squad has won both games.
Holy crap. So now it's time to break the chain. And we talked about this before the divisionals. The Eagles have been fantastic at home. They're sporting a really smart looking 8-1 home record. And the one thing to me that is most impressive about Daniels is that even though I know that he is going to be playing the biggest game thus far of his NFL career and going into some seriously hostile territory, this kid's got ice in his veins.
Right.
And I think that is a super size plus for the Washington Commanders, because let's face it, I mean, for the team and the organization as a whole, there's going to be some butterflies. There's going to be some yips or whatever you want to call it. Those first couple of minutes of the game, and the last thing you want is for your young quarterback to be susceptible to that. And I think that we can confidently say from what we've seen that this kid is not going to let that wreck his vibe. You know?
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, like, seriously, if anything, he should be looking at this as a cakewalk, because there was no pressure like the pressure he experienced going up to Detroit and facing the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Number one seed. And, yeah.
So, you're looking at a team that you've already beaten already. Did you know that you can beat? On the road to, you just knocking out juggernaut forces in the postseason. Like, so this kid's got ice in his veins. I'm expecting him to be level-headed and be ready to go when they suit up tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's one of those benefits of being in the same division too. Is they faced twice, and they may have split, but he's been able to march into the link, which Philly fans we know are infamous for not just being some of the most vocal in football, but some of the most the rowdiest and mean. And to walk away with losing by only a field goal, I think Jaden's. I think he's got the stuff now. He knows what to expect there.
Absolutely. I will say one thing they do know, they both know what they're gonna get with the other side of the ball. So, everybody's super excited about this. To me, it's the main event. If it was me, I would have had them playing at 6:30 as opposed to 3:00. But hey, what do I know?
Well,
I represent the minority all the time, so there we go.
I think pure football fans know this is the better game,
Yeah,
whereas, of course, the NFL, they're out for ratings, so Kansas City Chiefs get ratings.
right, right. Just I said I'm part of the minority, so there we go. Okay. We got any? Oh, you know what? Let me just spend a few minutes, and we will spend more time on this next week because next week is like the Pro Bowl, and who wants to talk about that? Nobody. Big
I'm
shout out to
s-
the Unrivaled Basketball League, 3-on-3 Women's Professional Basketball League going down in Miami. They have had a very successful first weekend, first week. And some change, I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more about that, the rules, everything, so we can put you completely deep with the Unrivaled Basketball League and all of the great things that it's been doing thus far.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's some good
they're
ball.
getting a lot of burn, and I can't wait to discuss that with you because I feel like this 3-on-3 basketball thing is trending upward. You know.
Right, yeah.
It is. It's trending upward. Whether you want to recognize that or not, it is in fact trending upward. So, yeah, looking forward to talking about that with you next week, Mark. You got any other announcements, real on wrestling, before we sign off for the
Well,
afternoon?
we do have some real on wrestling, but believe it or not, I wanted to introduce the topic and maybe talk a little bit of Australian Open.
Oh, Jesus, how could I forget? Oh, yes. 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 The one bright spot of my week. Like, yes, thank you so much, Mark.
Did did you get up in time to watch live? Because I didn't.
I told you I got hammered last night. I slept right through that. I woke up and I was like, oh my God. Like I had a oh my God moment as soon as I woke up. And it's insane because I have been torturing myself for the past 10 days watching tennis at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and still maintaining a professional job. I don't know. I look like a zombie most days, but for me to watch the whole tournament and then get to the women's final and completely miss it, it was heartbreaking. And it was one it was a final for the ages. We had number one ranked Arena Sabalenka, which is another one of my women's favorite tennis players, going up against number 14 Madison Keys, who I have followed her entire career. Man, I'm a big Madison Keys fan. Mark, recently, last March, I went down to the Miami Open to watch her
Yeah.
and Collins and Coco Golf play. So, I've seen her play at the U.S. Open. I mean, I'm just a big fan of
Right.
Madison Keys, and she is at 29 years old. She's been in it for a while. Has been chasing this Grand Slam title that has just been elusive and has just slipped out of her hands so many times during her career. She finally did it. She got it done this morning. Epic upset. I have no doubt in my mind that she probably played the best match of her career.
Yeah.
In the semis when she took on Iga, I did watch that, and I was saying then, like, Jesus, this is the best tennis that she's ever played. And the only way that she was able to beat Sabalenka is if she leveled up even more. I honestly want to try to find a replay of some sort. I'm hoping it'll be like on ESPN Plus or something like that, because I would like to be able to see every last point of that match, man.
I would not doubt it if it's on ESPN Plus because I have a Sling TV and
Yeah.
they have a replay on demand on ESPN 2.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and
All
I
right,
was
well then,
I
yeah.
I was lucky because like I woke up and I was like, oh man, so I turned on Sports Center, caught up, and saw the highlights. But then I flipped over to ESPN 2 and they were replaying it on there, so I got to watch pretty much it was right at the end. But man, have you watched any highlights?
I saw some, and I saw the winning and losing reactions.
The match point at the very end was such an amazing shot. Like,
Really?
yeah, it was just like wow. And it's cool that you brought up the reactions because I had Sports Center on this morning, and every time they mentioned it, they showed Sabalenka. You know, in her emotions, shall we say, she like
Yeah.
banging the
Yeah.
racket. But I'm really happy that I was able to catch that replay because that was like the only moment of it. She like let her emotions get to her right there, but otherwise she's totally cool and uh, congratulating Madison. And I mean they've played each other like 6 times, I think, seven
Yeah.
times now, and like there's familiarity there. They've been on the tour together for a while, so like she
Yeah.
wasn't like a spoiled brat. You know, she wasn't an asshole. She
Yeah. I
just had
mean,
that one moment.
yeah. If you know anything about Sabalenka, you know what type of energy she brings with her game and wins. So to think that it would be any different in a loss is you high off the peyote or whatever
I,
you want to say.
I,
Like seriously, I mean, to me, frustration. She wanted to go for a third straight. I
right?
mean, who wouldn't want that? And coming so close and playing a grueling three setter, like yeah. I didn't think that I didn't. I followed both players, and I didn't see anything that was abnormal or anything that would make me raise an eyebrow to say, "Oh, she's a poor sport or a bad loser or anything like that." Like,
Yeah.
yo, I
I,
mean, it was pretty normal. I
I,
mean,
I,
she broke a racket. If she would have broken like 3 or 4, then I'd say, oh man, she's crashing out. But no, man. I mean, to me, Sabalenka has always been a class act. Um, and actually, to me, I always feel as though she's one of the few tennis players that are actually good sports when they lose. I mean, it's become a thing around the association as well as with fans. Like, it's even fun when she loses because when she gives her speech, she makes jokes and she jumps on her coaching staff and it's all in jest and everybody's laughing.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
I just think
um,
ESPN did her dirty because that's like the only highlight they show after the match of her. So it's like, come on, guys, like show her being
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I mean, I don't think. I think she's not the most. I'll just say this: she's not the most loved on the tour. But I mean, I'm one of the few. Even with my tennis watching buddies, I'm like one of the few that actually I really love Sabalenka and everything that she's been through and her resiliency and just her game is just it's great. It's great. But yes, so proud of Madison. I'm so glad she finally got that first grand slam under her belt. And, I know she's dressing up and looking to get back to it. And now you've got all the other women, American women, looking at you like, oh, she's a major threat again. I mean, because, last season, she went through, last couple of seasons, injuries that just really messed up her game. And, she's fought back this season to get back up there in the rankings and all of her hard work and everything had paid off. I mean, it was really, really awesome to see. Really
Yeah.
awesome.
Now, tonight, early morning tomorrow is the men's
Oh, I'm
final.
going to be up for this one, baby.
Who's in the men's final? Because I will admit I am not keeping up on that one as much.
So we have Alexander Sasha Zverev, who I'm a fan of him. He was able to advance after he had a semi against Novak Djokovic, and he kind of he kind of advanced by way of default because Djokovic he retired in the semis. So Sasha Zverev was able to move forward, and then we have Yannick Sinner, who is Currently number one. So we have a number one versus number two matchup. This one's going to be good too. I'm not a fan of Center. I'm not a fan of people who get caught for doping and then try to act like they know what was going on. And like I said, I've always been a Zephyrev fan, so I'll be going for Sasha. It's 3:30 in the morning. Like I said, I'm gonna make sure I'm up for that one. I'm gonna get my little nighttime nap in early so I can make sure I can get up and watch the whole thing, because I do believe that this is going to be a 4 or 5 setter.
Yeah.
Most likely a 5 setter. Safarev has been playing fantastic, and it's time for him to get one of these slams as well. So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. That's what I'm rooting for.
Nice.
All right.
I can't promise I'll wake up early and catch that, but we'll see.
Hey man, you've gone above and beyond, man, because you have been, for the most part, you've been right in it with me, and sometimes you've surprised me. Like, you get a text message at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh shit, he's watching too. And it's been great. So, hey man, I tip my hat off to you on that. That's been a lot of fun, this Australian Open.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest tennis watcher. Definitely like in my teens and 20s, I was watching a whole lot more. And so I kind of lost track of who's who and everything. But I'll flip it on when I'm working that early in the morning. And that semifinal was just so damn amazing. I was like, I need to watch more.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, women's tennis has definitely turned up over the past couple of seasons. And
Hell yeah.
I think what makes it so great, and we've talked about this, is that every tournament, it's wide open. There is no clear-cut path for anybody anymore. And Madison Keys has just kept it going with this Open, man.
Yeah.
Just kept it going.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
More title, more majors for her, I hope.
Me too, because I love to see the competition among American women. You know how much I love Coco, but I would really like to see them elevate their game. And honestly, man, I mean, they're putting the pressure on the men. I don't know what the fuck the men are doing, but they need to get it together. I don't know, maybe when we have more time, I can get into the men's. But, Shelton had a great time this tournament. He made it to the semis. Good for him. But Francis Tiafoe, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. I want you to get off social media and focus on that game. Christopher Eubanks, you're taking the Nick Kyrgios route, it seems like. You're more interested in being an announcer and an analyst than you are playing tennis. It's Nakashima. Gosh, I mean, these guys, they've just been playing mediocre tennis. And like I said, ladies are putting them on notice because the ladies have been jamming.
Hell yeah.
So what's that real on wrestling, homie?
Let's see. We got Saturday night's main event tonight on NBC, 8 o'clock. You got Gunther defending the title, and then Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens signing the contract for their title match at Royal Rumble. And then Tuesday the 28th, 2K Sports is going to drop the first look at WWE 2K25 video game. All exciting stuff going on there.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. Next weekend's Royal Rumble, which is usually one of my favorite shows of the year. It's just such a unique match.
Yes,
so fun.
I know this.
Yeah. And speaking of video game stuff, I think tomorrow, probably around noon, I'll simulate the divisional or the conference championship rounds, streaming on YouTube on the JABO radio show channel on YouTube. So I'll throw a link on Facebook, but otherwise everyone knows where to check it out.
So wait a minute, so you'll have both games up at noon, or you'll do one and then do the other?
I just live stream both, one right after the other.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, there you go, outsiders. Make sure you tune in for that, because that's always it's always fun to take a look ahead of time and see what people think will happen.
see what the computer says happens, and then watch the real
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I don't know if that'll sway your betting minds, but who knows? Might be helpful.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We got anything else for today?
Nothing I can think of.
All right, well there you go, Baltimore. You know how we end this show: spread love, yo. Give hugs, share the link, share the love. You know all those good things. Keep clean, wash those hands. Um, we got some crazy ass leadership right now. So the last thing that we need is go back into a pandemic. I swear to God. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Oh, tonight. God, I was just saying that. For tuning in this afternoon. Please come back next week as you know, like I said, we'll talk more women's basketball. We'll talk college basketball. We'll get on the basketball tip. How's that, Mark?
Hell yeah.
All
teams were announced. Teams.
Yeah. We'll get on it. We'll get on it. We'll have a heavy dose of basketball for you guys next week. I'm Keisha, as always. On the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.